Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Savvy Successful Mompreneurs podcast, the podcast for moms who are building empires in the margins of motherhood. I'm your host, Savannah, and on today's episode, we're talking all about reclaiming your mornings and using that sacred space to set your day and your entire life up for success. Now, before you hit skip thinking, girl, I barely survived the morning chaos with these kids, let me just say, I see you. I am you. I am not about waking up at 4 a.m., running 5 miles, and reading 5 chapters of a business book before your toddler wakes up. No, nope. This is about creating space, your space, to breathe, align, and lead your day with intention. So if you're like me, grab your caffeine and let's talk about the power of the morning hour. But before I dive in, I just want to let you know we're recording from the car today, so there might be some background noise, might be some distractions. So hopefully it's not too big of a deal. But anyway, let's start with why the morning hour is so powerful. First, the science. In the early morning, your brain operates at a higher level of clarity. Your willpower is stronger. Your cortisol levels are naturally elevated, and your mind hasn't been hijacked by notifications, school runs, or client messages. It's a blank slate, a clean canvas, and how you use those first 30 to 60 minutes determines whether you lead your day or your day leads you. Think about it. When you start your day in reaction mode, scrolling, rushing, panicking, it's like throwing yourself into a river and just hoping to swim. But when you start in intention mode, you're steering the boat. You're deciding your direction. Some of the most successful people in the world swear by their morning routines, but they didn't find success just because they have mornings in general. They have powerful mornings because they created the space to design success on their terms. And that's what I want for you. Now, let's keep it real. Mornings can be a hot mess, especially for moms. Late night feedings, toddlers who wake up at 6:03 a.m., just ready to party, exhaustion that hits like a truck, guilt over taking time for yourself when there are mouths to feed and dishes to wash. I've been there. I am there some days. So here's what I want to say to set you up. You don't need 2 hours. You don't need a yoga mat or a Pinterest-worthy space to reclaim your mornings. You just need intention and maybe 15 to 30 minutes that belong to solely you. So let's ditch the myth that morning routines are all or nothing. You don't need to be a part of the 5 a.m. club to create meaningful success. Your morning routine doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It just needs to serve you. This is about finding your own rhythm, your own way to get centered before you move into your roles as a mom, a businesswoman, a wife, a friend, a cook, a chauffeur, a customer service rep. You know the list. So if the idea of waking up earlier feels impossible, I want you to hear this. Even just 5 minutes of calm can change your day. I used to not wake up until 10 or 11 a.m., and to some, that's still early. But when I was waking up at those times, I was throwing myself into sink or swim situations. I was rushing to get myself ready, rushing to wake my child up and get her ready. We were running around the house like it was a circus. It wasn't calm. It wasn't peaceful. And we always forgot something or was running late. Now I wake up by myself at 7 or 8 a.m. every day. I'm able to find peace and clarity before I even start my day. I'm able to have the first 2 hours of my day toddler free, allowing me to be productive and get things done uninterrupted, setting the tone for my day. So let's build your morning power hour, your version of success in the early hours. Here are 4 powerful elements to play with. You don't need all 4 every day. Think of them like building blocks. First is stillness. This could be prayer, meditation, breath work, or simply sitting in silence with your coffee. Just 5 minutes of stillness can center your soul and quiet the mental noise. Number 2 is movement. It doesn't have to be a full workout. Stretch, walk, do 5 minutes of yoga. Get the blood flowing and signal to your body that you're ready to rise. Some mornings, I just take my dog for a walk around the city. Number 3 is clarity. Journaling. brain dumping your to-dos, reviewing your top 3 goals for the day. This is where you move from overwhelmed to organized. This puts you in a productive, get stuff done mood. And number 4 is input. Read a chapter of a book, listen to a podcast, open a devotional, fuel your mind before the world starts placing demands on it. For me, this is when I scroll Instagram stories of people I aspire to be. I listen to them, I learn from them, I attempt to mimic their day into mine. And I do step 3 and 4 together. While the stories are playing, I'm writing my goals for the day or checking my email. And you don't have to do them all, and you don't have to do them in a specific order. The power is in showing up for yourself, however that may look. I'm fortunate. My child is a late riser, so I'm able to sit down and have a full power hour. If your kids are early risers, try a visual clock or a morning basket of quiet activities. Even just 10 minutes of solo space can set a different tone for your day. Now let's walk through some real-life examples of early morning routines that you can actually do, even as a busy mompreneur. So we have the option 1, which is a 20-minute routine. Just 5 minutes of quiet with coffee and prayer, or 5 minutes of journaling and writing down top 3 priorities. 5 minutes of stretching, 5 minutes of reading a page or 2 of a personal growth book. We can go with option 2, which is a 30-minute power routine. You can do 10 minutes of movement, 10 minutes of planning your day, 10 minutes of listening to a motivational podcast or journaling. Or we can even do with option 3, which is a full 60-minute experience. You got 10 minutes of meditation or prayer, 15 minutes of working out, 15 minutes of business brain dumping, 10 minutes of learning or reading, or 10 minutes of breakfast prep and mindful eating. And here's the key. Prep the night before. Lay out your clothes. Set your journal by the coffee pot. Or if you're like me, put it where you got to put your contacts in at. Set your alarm across the room if you have to. Success begins before your head hits the pillow. Now let's talk about boundaries. If you're going to carve out this space, you have to protect it. Your kids can learn. Mom's morning routine is sacred. They can learn to give you 5 to 10 minutes of peace to yourself, even if you have to set them up for success first. Perhaps by getting them set down for breakfast or their favorite morning show to buy you that small window of sacred morning time. Your partner can support you with an extra 10-minute buffer. You can communicate this as a family ritual, not selfishness, but self-leadership. When you set yourself up for success, you are setting your family up for success. When you have a peaceful morning, you eject your peace onto them by allowing them to have a peaceful and calm morning. Build in rituals that signal to your brain, this is my time. Maybe it's a candle you light every morning, a favorite mug, a playlist, a cozy corner. These are all small cues that reinforce your intention. And hear me, if your morning gets hijacked, if someone wakes up early or you accidentally hit snooze, it's okay. Give yourself grace. There's mornings your body may signal to you that you need more rest and recovery than you do in early morning. That was my body this morning. I worked extra hard outside in the sun yesterday, building a play area for my daughter. I couldn't have picked a hotter day to haul stone. This morning, my body signaled to me that I needed to rest and recover. So I did. I snoozed my alarm for an hour and got some extra sleep. And it's okay. Now I'm recharged and tackling my day with productivity, even if it started an hour later than normal. The important thing is to remember, I'm not an hour behind. I'm where my body needed me today. And if all else fails, just remember, your routine is a tool, not a test. You can restart at any time. So here's your takeaway. You don't need to be a morning person. You don't need to wake up at the crack of dawn. You don't need perfection. You just need a small slice of your morning to choose yourself first. When you do that, you bring your best energy, clarity, and purpose into everything else you touch, from your business to your babies. If you want help building your own morning power hour, I've created a free download just for you. The Morning Power Hour template. You've got journal prompts, a customizable routine planner, and my favorite affirmations to start your day like a CEO and mama. grab it on my Instagram or in the show notes. And if this episode spoke to you, share it with a fellow mama who needs to hear this. Tag me on Instagram. Send me a DM at Savvy Successful Mompreneur. I'd love to know how you're claiming your morning. And next week, we're going to talk about how to create a work-from-home rhythm that actually works when your toddler won't nap. You don't want to miss it. Until then, keep showing up, mama. You're building something beautiful.